Welcome to my vlogs Love Ultras. This is episode 44 and I'm John Kynaston. It's now Sunday the 27th of January 2019, which means that tomorrow the Dragon's Back race is 16 weeks away. Really enjoying just sort of settling into my training now. 2 weeks ago I did a vlog and I talked about my plan of trying to run 5 days a week. So Monday with the club, Wednesday, Thursday, a couple of hill runs, one of them hopefully a longer one, either Conic or Ben Lomond. And then Saturday, Sunday, starting to build up the longer runs. And the first 3 weeks have gone really well, been quite happy and comfortable with settling into that. Body seems to be coping well with the extra running I'm doing and certainly enjoying what's going on. So I thought for this vlog I would talk a little bit more about the plan from now to the race. Now the last month is not quite so clear, which you'll see in a moment. But then I would say the next 7 or 8 weeks are planned out. And I think for my training, what I like to do is that the big blocks. So the bigger runs, the get up on the hills, the longer runs, they're the ones which I really want to get in, and they happened at the weekend. So I've basically planned out the next 7 or 8 weekends, if not more, with the sort of key things of what I'm aiming to do over that time. So here is me just talking through my spreadsheet and just explaining the key things that I'm aiming to do between now and the Dragon's Back race. So here's my spreadsheet with my training plan. So I decided to start on the week beginning the 7th of January, so that's week 1. So I've done that week and I wanted just to settle into 5 days a week, which I did in my last vlog. And then the second week was a good solid week, 43 miles, and we had I went out with my friend Cammy and we did a good run up on the Cobbler and Ben Eam and Ben Narnane in the snow, so that was great. And then week 3 was this past week. So I did the club session on a Monday, we did a Conic run in the evening, again with Cammy. I did a run around Pollock Park on the Thursday lunchtime, and then yesterday we had a big long run with the West Harlem Way group. This is something that we've done each year. We start at Balmahar and we run out to Inversnaid and back. Some people swap round and then turn earlier, but myself and Katrina, we're building up to the Hardmoors race in a couple of months, so it was good to get a 30-mile run in. And then I just did an easy run this morning around the road, and I just wanted to, again, just keep the pattern of running 5 days a week, and also have a bit of a run after a long run, see how I felt, and that went quite well. The other thing I'm working on is my height. So the first week I was just under 5,000 feet, but the second week was 7.6 and this week was 6.5. So that was part of what I'm planning to do as well. And then just looking at my training now for the next few weeks leading up to the Dragon's Back. So this week's going to be a sort of similar pattern, and I'm out next Saturday for a run up on 2 or 3 Munros. And then the following week we're actually going down, this is our school half term that weekend up until the Tuesday. So I've taken the time off, and Katrina's dad's not been too well, so he lives down in South Wales. So I thought, well, might as well do the recce of day 5 then. So that Sunday and Monday I'll be recceing day 5, and he lives quite close to the course, so I can do about 18 miles and then get dropped off at the start, get up to about 18 miles, then run down, and then the next day run back up to where I finished, and then run to the finish and get picked up. And then this is our next long run. It mightn't be 40, but it will be 35 to 40 with Katrina building up to the Hardmoors race. And then the following weekend we're up in Inverness to visit our family, so I'm going to take that as an easier run. I might do less than 10. And then the following weekend I want to do a bigger back-to-back weekend up on the hills. So that's going to be, I haven't worked out where yet, but that's going to be, I would imagine, lots of height that week. And then this week will be an easier week leading up to the Hardmoors 50. I've not put anything in for after the Hardmoors 50 because I'll just see how I recover. But I will run, but I'm not quite sure what I'll do yet. And then hopefully do another big weekend up on the hills, Saturday, Sunday for that one. And then that will be again another hill. I will be doing things during the week, but I haven't sort of scheduled those in. And then the other big weekend, this is going to be the Dragon's Back day 4. It was going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday and do day 4 and 5 over 3 days, but I'm going to, because I can do day 5 in February, I can just do day 4, so that will probably work out better. And then really from here onwards to the race, I've not quite looked at it too carefully. We're marshalling for the fling there, and I'd like to do one last big weekend. That will be 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks before the race, so that will be a key one as well. So that's basically my rough plan. Aiming to run 4 or 5 times a week, aiming to get lots of times on the hills with the Munros, and a long one race with Katrina that will be running the Hardmoors 50. So that's the plan. And certainly so far the first 3 weeks I'm pretty encouraged, and I feel as though I've settled into a good pattern now of what I'm aiming to do.
So hopefully that's given you a bit of a sense of what I'm planning to do and my training. Now, I try and be flexible. I like to have a plan, as you can see, and I like to build in, particularly for the weekends, just making sure I've got those in the diary and the things that we've got going on with the family. And so there might be some changes. And I want to be flexible as well. If I find after a big weekend that I can't do the Monday night fartlek session, that's fine. I'll just do an easy run or have the Monday off and run the Tuesday instead. So I like to be flexible in what I'm aiming to do. But as you see, I like to have a plan as well. So at least I know I'm aiming to what I'm aiming to achieve. One of the things I'm quite looking forward to at the moment is working out my runs, because I tend to, if I'm training for the West Highland Way or the Lakeland or the Hardmoors, I'll do similar runs on terrain. But this race, because we're going over all the tops and I need to do a lot of climbing, a lot of descending, then I want to do the Munros. And so I'm working out a few different runs. 1 or 2 I've done before, and others that I'm going to do, hopefully that will be new. And just get a chance to get up and down some of the Munros, some of the beautiful mountains that we have here in Scotland. And I know the sort of terrain that I need to practice on, having done the first 3 recce days already. So I know what I need to be doing. And basically it's just lots of ups and downs on gnarly ground. The first 3 days of the Dragon's Back, there's a lot of rocky ascents and descents. There's a lot of tufty grass that you need to go over. So I think, that Scotland's got lots of those as well. So it means that I can train specifically for those days in mind. And then once I've done days 4 and 5, again, I'll have a bit of an idea about what I need to do. But I think it's going to be more of the same, but not quite as much ascent and rocky paths that the first 3 days have. But I would say I do feel encouraged by these first 3 weeks. I've lost about 5 or 6 pounds in weight over the last 3 weeks as well. So I'm right on 12 stone at the moment. And it does make a difference to me, both psychologically, but also I think getting up and down hills, I just feel a bit more comfortable with a little bit less weight. And so I'm going to continue to look after myself. I'm not dieting, as it were, but I'm just cutting down and making sure I don't have lots of put-ins during the week and put on the extra weight. And it is, I say, making a difference to what I do there. So I've got a plan, I've got an idea, I'm motivated, I'm certainly enjoying the training, and I'm just really looking forward to the race. I was chatting to Katrina yesterday as we did our run, and I was saying it's not just one thing I'm looking forward to in this race, it's the whole package. It's the navigation, it's the terrain, it's being at a campsite each night with other runners, it's looking after my feet and myself, making sure I rest, recover. There's just so much involved in this race, and I'm really looking forward to each aspect of it. And I'm just hoping that if I can get the majority right, then I've got a good chance of completing this race. And that's certainly my plan. So anyway, there's a little bit of a sense of my plan and what I'm aiming to do over these next couple of months, particularly as we build up to the Dragon's Back race.